Everything is trash. I don't even know what to make anymore of what's going on out here. So I just figured I'd come on and, do the thing, yell, scream, etc. Scream at the moon. You know how it goes. You know how we do it here. Turn up a little brightness there while everyone comes in to just get their bag tickled while the world literally burns to the literal ground. Yo, what's up? What up, yo, GMD? What's the good word? Yo, dude, what a day! What a day here on here at the dump, here at the Earth dump, here at the dump where dreams and freedom go to die. Apparently, the world is trash. What's going on in Canada is troubling, to say the least. Definitely a wrench in the brown eye. Definitely a bag crank and a stuff in the dirt star, if you ask me. Some people don't seem to be too concerned about it. I'm kind of concerned about it. People are kind of forgetting, like, they're really close to us. The largest land border in the entire planet is between the United States and Canada, and that's just totally fine. We just have like a tyrannical dictator, Justin Castro, up there just doing all types of great things. That seems certainly fine. Seems certainly fine to just compare a bunch of people that are just like hanging out in sub-zero temperatures, like blasting off the occasional honk, and they're just like terrorism. It's like, excuse me, Bill. And they're just like, let me seize your visa. Let me seize your Visa card. It's like, okay. Alrighty, that seems totally fine. The world is trash. Everything's on fire. The entire world is an absolute upside down, garbagey dumpster fire. Everybody's in a mass formation psychosis. You can't say words on the interwebs. Everything is literally burning. Geraldo is on Fox News with his handlebar mustache, yelling about the truckers. He's like, what if I want to go to downtown Ottawa? It's like, shut up, Geraldo. Like, we all remember that. We all remember that photo you took, you weirdo. Like, what are you doing? Who is Geraldo? Why is Geraldo on television? Like, Geraldo, like, take a hike, like head to the pasture and remain there, dude. Like, why are they employing this person? Meanwhile, Joey Basement tells a story today about how he left a dog on a front step or something. He's like, this is the leader of the world. Oh my God. What is going on? Yo, hello. Excuse me. Joe put a dead dog on the front porch, and people in the crowd are like, ha, 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 ha. Like, what is occurring? Meanwhile, we're starting Dub 3 in the Ukraine. Like, who even knows what the hell's going on? What a disaster. Oh my God. I'm like trying to make videos today, and I'm just like, it's just like, it's so bad that I can't even put it into words, Carl. It's like, what is occurring? What is literally occurring? It's troubling, Pop. It's literally troubling. Actual troubling. I'm just saying, concerned to say the least, Bill. It's just like, this dude, Castro, whatever. Castro is just basically saying, I'm just going to decide without a court order that you just can't get your money anymore. And people are like, they're like, did you see what Kanye said today? It's like, no, I don't get a shit what Kanye said today. I'm just saying. Like, I get it. Kanye's melting down. It's Britney 2008. I get it. Whatever. I'm a genius. Like, your kids are going to see this later in life, but whatever. Totally fine. Like, you're creeping everybody out, but whatever. Yo, Kanye scares me, honestly, dude. This guy needs to find some help. It's just like, don't you have any close friends? I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? If that was your buddy, you would be like, yo, Kanye. He'd be like, Jesus. It's like, Jesus. Pardon me, Jesus. Like, maybe don't tweet about your ex-wife. Like, that's the mother of your children. Like, you're weirding us out. I don't know. You're having an episode. He's like, Caps. And people are like, I love his music. He can do no wrong. And I'm just like, I don't know, guys. Whatever. Anyways, I got this awesome Bobby Sausalito mug right here, which is awesome. I'm wearing some new merch here. Just the subtle bag tickler here. So that's great. BobbySauce.com. Shameless plug. Anyways, yeah. So Joe is basically not alive. What's happening in Canada is absolutely terrifying. What's happening overseas in the like we got a million people just like somersaulting and like casually strolling across our border, yet we're sending thousands of troops over to protect some other border. This is definitely not concerning at all. I'm not concerned. I don't know about you guys, but I'm most definitely not concerned. But what I find so troubling just in general, is the situation in Canada. I definitely think it's the most troubling situation probably in the entire world at this moment. And what I hope that people can understand is the following. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my little jib jab on here. There it is. Oh, whoop, whoop. What I hope people understand is that we are witnessing world history. I kind of like I keep sitting back each day and I just can't help but to acknowledge how significant of a moment we're living in right now. And I understand when you pay a little bit more attention to like the politicos and the politics of it all, there's probably dozens, if not hundreds of times in US history that there's been these like crucial moments where it's like you don't know what's going to happen next. And for the vast majority of people, they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go full ostrich and just like bury my head in the sand and just like Kanye, like Eminem took a knee, like Snoop Dogg smoked a blunt. It's just like Snoop Dogg's been smoking blunts. Like what do you mean? It's like people are worried about that. And meanwhile, every time I go on my phone against my literal will, it's like Pete Davidson farted in an elevator in Saskatchewan. It's like, what? Who's writing these articles? Could you imagine being a human person that went to went to college for journalism and they're just like write some stupid puff piece about what Pete Davidson did today. They're like, Pete Davidson stuns in a pink hat. It's like, what is wrong with you? I hate everything. And it's like hey gal news. Like I didn't ask for this content. They're like Travis Scott goes out with a girl that looks like a Kim Kardashian lookalike, while what's her guts is at home taking care of their child that was born 15 minutes ago. It's like, and because I'm a human person and I'm like, let me take a little bit of a break from the world literally being an inferno to the ground. I'm like, click. I'm like, you earned my click. Travis Scott did what? I said as I just went, ooh, because it's like you love to see other things melt down. Obviously, when you put your rod in crazy things happen to all these people that just get with these Kardashian sisters. But whatever. They're like Travis Scott's partying with a Kim Kardashian lookalike, like Stormy or whatever. Stormy's mom just gave birth to a new kid, and they named him Beowulf or something. Named him Wolf. Whatever. It's like, oh my word! It's just like whom is giving advice to these human people? And I just wanted to remind you of this. Because I feel like a lot of people get it twisted when it comes to money and fame and fortune and the like. I don't even know her name. What the hell's her name? Kylie Jenner is the youngest billionaire, whatever, in the world, or one of the youngest billionaires in the world. This human person has $1 billion. Yet I can't imagine that it's I can't imagine what that's like when you like have a infant child and like Travis Scott, who is like 50% creepazoid, 50% like underworld demon serpent or whatever. I don't know. You saw the videos. I didn't see him. I saw him. You saw him. Whatever. I don't know. They're just like the people are just like passing out, like foaming at the mouth, and he's like, it's just like, what are you doing? And there's not a single person in the crowd that's like, yo, cut the mic for a sec. It's like, hey, could you don't have an earpiece in? They're sing demonic sounds while everybody passes out. And then the next week, a red truck drives through a parade full of people. And it's just like in the news, out of the news. It's just like, what is going on? That was like a horrifying tragedy. and -3 people talk. It seems like the news is so sensational and insane that it can't even stay in the cycle long enough for people to even understand what's going on. It's just like it's like the most insane things happen every single day to a point where there's so much going on that you can't even keep track of it. It's like this whole thing with Hail Dog. Oh my God, the corruption, the watching or the tapping of the internet whatevers of Donnie Ballpark. Absolutely horrifying. Like one of the most significant things in like American history. And it was just like, it's like blip. They're like, Pete Davidson wears underwear and Kanye's pissed. It's just like, And I understand that's the attention of the people that you don't have to consume that type of media, whatever. But I'm just saying there's a lot of really bad things going on right now around the whole planet of Earth. And it's concerning to say the least, Jerry. I want to say this before I proceed. Before I proceed any further, this is a PSA. This is a PSA to all the people that think that, like, you know, every single thing has this like super deep upside down, like backwards under the bridge, like hanging upside down from a Black Hawk, like making a fresh flan and just like trusting the flan, eating the flan about every single thing. The most insane take that I've seen so far is they're like, the Canadian truckers are a psyop. And it's just like, what? It's just like, have you been watching this? I mean, it's just like it comes to a point where the saying that if you just say that every single imaginable thing in the entire world is some like super secret, top secret, upside down, backwards plan made by like Donnie and Nikola Tesla, like under the ground, under the bridge, like in a cavern in 1921, and it's like written on page 73 in the National Archives. It's under the Pope. The Pope wrote it. It's under the Vatican, bro. The Pope is there. The Pope, Donnie, Tesla. It's written page 63. It's in papyrus. It's in invisible ink. You have to use a black light. And it says trucker, psyop, 2022. It's an anagram, bro. It's an anagram. It's like, no, it's not. It's just like these people are human people that are pissed. This is not a freaking psyop. They're just like, they're like, it was written in 1946. I saw it on a queef message board, bro. Everything's a psyop. They're like, dolphins don't even exist. It's just like, yes, they do. They're like, the moon. They're like, China owns the moon. It was written on the papyrus. It's like, no, it wasn't. And then meanwhile, all these crazy things are happening. And they're like giraffes. They're like, giraffes are dinosaurs, bro. That's what they want you to think. It's like, you're confusing people. Stop doing that. It's like, look, I understand the moon is hollow and the world and the universe is a dodecahedron, but like, let's not go there. I'm just saying. They're like, giraffes are not even real, bro. Have you ever seen one? I'm just like, yes, I have. They're like, everything's a psyop, bro. But have you seen one in the wild? It's like, no, I haven't been to Zimbabwe, though. You know what I mean? It's like, I haven't been to Zimbabwe. I haven't Zimbabwe recently. They're just like, well, did you even think dinosaurs were real? The woolly mammoth? They just told that to get us off the scent. You're over the target, bro. Woolly mammoth is code for, you know? It's like Stalin. It's just like, whoa. Stop smoking Weeble. Like, I'm pro Weeb, you know what I mean? Like, roll it up, twist it up, smoke it up, still Dre Day. I get it, but like, cool it with that. You know what I mean? Like, take a week off. I'm just saying, take a week off. They're just like, pigeons can speak English. If you could only understand. You're like, they're just like, the truckers are a psyop. It's like, no, they're not. I'm just saying they're literally not. But whatever. They're like, the trucking industry has been suffering for. It's like, you can't. They're like, connect the dots. Just because something seems related doesn't mean that it was like this grand plan. You know how stupid people are? People are so dumb. So everybody is so dumb. Everyone is so stupid. But they can manage to like, upside down, create like a 3-dimensional psyop like 100 years in advance, and then like plan it out perfectly so that it comes like at the exact correct time, and then all of a sudden they can convince hundreds of people to live stream, and they're all coordinating. They're all just coordinating the live streams at the exact same time. And then it's just like this guy. I've been watching this one dude that's been live streaming from the protest. The guy's like sitting in his truck, and he's like walking around, and he's like, hey brother, like dapping people up. They're like, he's like, let me get a piece of pizza. The other guy's like, let me get a chicken wrap. And they're just like, ah, and they're dancing in the street. And then like someone's sitting at home being like, psyop, definitely psyop, bro. It's a psyop. It's like, is it? Is it a psyop? Is it a freaking psyop? What's not a psyop? And like the answer will be like, well, everything's a psyop. It's like, well, then what are we doing? It's like, where are we? Where are we? What are you doing? You know? I don't know. I'm just saying. It's like, and people are like, yeah, it is. It definitely is. They're like, Donnie's in charge. Donnie's in a pineapple under the sea. I told you. How many times do I have to say, I told you so? It's like, it's just like, dolphins, real. Literally, they're real. I'm just saying. Giraffes, also real. People, human persons that drove the trucks to Canada are just people that are about to lose their job and or are heroic folks that are doing the Lord's work in so many ways and are there protesting for the freedom of children of the planet, whether anybody wants to acknowledge it. Everything has a purpose, right? Every single thing is connected and has some type of reasoning behind it. The difference is that these guys got fed up for something that was so obviously outrageous. And we all better hope and pray and whatever you want to do that these people, these human people, our brothers and sisters in Canada, are successful at this. Because if they're not, if they are able to do what Justin Castro is suggesting that they're about to do, if they are successful, it basically means that Canada is under a tyrannical regime. And if they're able to successfully pull it off there, they could essentially pull it off anywhere. And if you're going to say, well, that's not America, it's like, it couldn't get closer, Bill. You know what I mean? It's right there. And so many of our politicians grew up in Canada, lived in Canada. We have a lot of people and leaders that have family in Canada. We're from Canada, news pundits and celebrities and all these different people. They're all from Canada. Like, this is the most intertwined, trading partner, related country that there is. I would argue it is the most related country to the United States of America of any country in the world. What's more connected to us? Mexico, where you have people hanging from a rope off the highway because they do whatever. The United States, the federal, I don't even know, avocado commission, who even cares? But the United States, it's like, we just banned avocado trade from Mexico because the avocado farmers or something or other were threatening the agents that were inspecting the avocado, or who even knows? Look it up. But it's just like, we're not as closely related to Mexico as we are to Canada. Canada is like the most reasonable country in the West with the highest likelihood of having similar things as us. And like, this guy is getting away with like absolutely tyrannical control. And it's like, if these human people are brothers and sisters that are sitting in their trucks peacefully, if they are, you know, suppressed by the long arm of the law for these non-related reasons, we all need to be extremely concerned by that. And it's like the severity of this is not lost on me. And I know that it's not lost on so many of you, but holy Christmas, the fact that we're in this right now and that you can watch the live streams on Instagram and all these other social platforms is absolutely remarkable. If you like, you can tune in live and watch these people just walking around. You can see what they're talking about. You can see what they're doing. You can use your own discernment as if there's an eye on the ground there to figure out whether or not you think these people are doing the right things or not. And it's like, And then you just have absolute dweebs like Geraldo, just like curling his mustache and polishing his musket. He's not even cool enough to polish his musket. He's just like twirling his mustache, being a goon, being a total goon, goober, taking shirtless selfie pics and being like, it's like people don't forget Geraldo, but whatever. I mean, do whatever you got to do, but I'm just saying. Hearing him argue, like he's arguing tonight with Hannity about, he's like, what about all those business owners that just want to get back to business? It's like, yeah, if you replace all of the gripes that everybody has with what they're doing in Canada with what actually was being done all of this time as a result of the rules and the forcing and the shutdowns and all of the rest, that's the thing. They're like mad about this thing, which is just a microcosm, like subset of a subset of a subset of the whatever disruption, and people are mad at that. Oh, I see that for some reason the comments just disappeared here on my. Oh, there we go. And people are mad at that. It's like if you just replace all the frustration that they have with the peaceful people that are down there, you know, having civil disobedience. If you just replace all of their gripes with that, with what the I'm trying not to say the words because the world is trash. With the people that are in control, if you replace those two words and swap them, it makes perfect sense. They're just like, these businesses are just trying to, like, Geraldo is such a dweeb as he curls his mustache. Like, we remember the photo, Geraldo. I'm just saying. So it's like Geraldo is saying like, oh, what about these businesses? They just want to get back to normal. Yeah, and they would be able to get back to normal if it weren't for all of these rules. All the people that want to get back to work would get back to normal. All the supply chain issues that they were talking. He's like, what about the supply chain? It's like, yeah, what about the supply chain? Because if these guys aren't successful, then you're going to get a big crunch on the supply chain. People don't even understand that there was already a trucker shortage in the United States and in Canada. It's already 20% or whatever, 18% under what we need it to be. On top of it, what kind of people are driving trucks in Canada and the United States? These are lower and middle class people. These are primarily people of color. It's primarily minorities. It's Latinos. It's African Americans, and it is white people as well. But these are lower and middle class people, and these are people of color. And all these people that they're protecting, and they're like, we're for the unions. Joey Union. Joe's like, union. Don't look down your nose at me, Jack. I'm a man of the people. Union. No one under 400K was out there. This is such full of garbage. These are the people that they're punishing. The exact people that they were pretending that they were trying to protect are the exact people that are getting punished the most. And most people are so stupid that they can't even see what's right in front of them. I was doing some ducking today, and I noticed that used cars are up 45%, in some cases more, in 1 year. 45% for a used car. Who the fudge brownie buys a used car? You know who buys a used car? People with not enough money to buy a new car. Hello. It's like that's your middle class and lower class. You think Jeff Bezos, you think Dollar Bill Fences is buying like a used Toyota Prius? Do you think any of those jabrons are acquiring? They're just like, let me just acquire a Prius. Do you have any 3-year-old Prius? It's like, no. People like you and me, I can't speak for you, but it's like we're the ones that are buying the used cars. They're like, here's a $1,400 check. Your used car that you're about to buy this year just went up by $15,000. It's like, all right. I had to bring my car into the shop recently. My car is currently in the shop, in the literal shop. The repairs that are needed on my vehicle, my car, just to give you full context. I have a 2012 Mercedes SUV. It's not a new car by any stretch of the imagination. It's less expensive than a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a 2012 Mercedes SUV. I bought a warranty on this car because I knew that if you actually have a repair that's needed on a Mercedes, you get literally clapped. So my car was like idling weird. I was driving fine, no big deal. I bring it in. I'm like, it's idling weird. I got the warranty. Check it out. The repairs that they want to put into this car are $8,000. $8,000, or it could even be more. $8,000. The car, I bought the car for $28,000. You're talking a 15% repair cost for something that didn't even make the car not even drive anymore. So it's like, that's a $8,000, $9,000 repair that is happening on this car. And you know how long that car has to sit in the shop? 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. So my car is sitting in the Mercedes dealership for 6 to 8 weeks. Meanwhile, the cost of a rental car is off the chart. A cost of a new car is off the chart. A cost of a new car. In certain cases, used cars are more expensive than the new car counterpart. So it's like the crunch is being felt by everyday people. The crunch is being felt by your average everyday citizen. Your lower and middle class people are the ones that are getting absolutely clapped by this. And people are like, I got a $1,400 check from Uncle Joe. Meanwhile, your money's being inflated out the look. There's this very important piece of intel that Peter Schiff, the economist Peter Schiff, has been talking about lately, where he talks about how the consumer price index, also known as the CPI, which is what the government bases their inflation numbers on. The biggest, most significant part of the CPI is based on rental prices, the amount of money that people pay to rent an apartment, rent a house, rent a condo. He said that, and I hope that I don't butcher this. He said that the CPI, I think like 40% of it is rental, is a rental price, or your price of your living, your shelter, which is the same as like a normal person. The amount of money that you spend on rent or for your property, the house, wherever you live, is like 25% of how much you spend on a daily basis, right? The number for the CPI is not based on how much a person actually pays in rent. It's based on the government asks landlords how much they would charge themselves if they were to rent their own house to themselves. So it's based on a fake number that no one actually pays. Meanwhile, rent is off the chart. House prices are going off the chart. Every single imaginable thing you could ever need is ridiculously inflated, from food prices, gas, milk, lumber, every single possible thing. And everybody is so clueless and dumb that they don't even understand how this is bad. All they can think about is your skin. All they can think about is all of this nonsensical nothingness that distracts from the bigger problem. We're getting robbed blind. We are getting robbed. Our generation is getting goosed to the absolute maximum degree. And you know who else buys used cars? Teenagers. Teenagers buy used cars. And teenagers around the entire United States, and probably around the entire world, are not able to afford a used car, which means that they have to not be able to go to work, not go and live their life, not be able to go to the movie theater, or they have to borrow the car from their parents, which means that those kids are strapped to their house or their property, and they can't go and get a job. They can't drive to work because they can't afford to rent a car to get to work. Meanwhile, you have gig economy workers, like people that drive for Uber and Lyft, for example. Those gig economy workers are getting absolutely blasted because they got paid more money to stay at home. They're afraid of X, Y, and Z reason. Meanwhile, they're trying to take all those gig economy companies to court and say that these people are your employees, which makes it more expensive for them, which means the cost of a ride, an Uber or Lyft or whatever, more expensive. On top of that, they made us non-energy independent, so all the gas is expensive, which means that the Lyft and the Uber has to be more expensive. Then those people are driving cars. They got to buy tires. They got to buy brakes. If their car goes in the shop for 8 weeks like mine did, they're crippled for 8 weeks. That's all that productivity, all that people moving, all that everything is toasted. Meanwhile, when they artificially shut down the entire planet simultaneously, you have huge car rental companies like Hertz and the rest going out of business, knowing that they can't carry so many cars on their balance sheet. So they limit the amount of cars that they have. The demand is just as high as it ever was, and probably even higher because all these cars are going to the shop. And everybody gets goosed. But people don't even understand. And then you have all of these truckers in Canada that bought these very expensive trucks that in a lot of cases could be $100,000 that they had to purchase and finance themselves, that they make thousands of dollars a week back towards the truck by getting their work. And they're saying, if you don't get the juice, then you can't go to work. And they're like, well, I don't want to risk my life to sit alone in my cab. Meanwhile, all the other provinces in Canada are starting to take all these regulations away. Meanwhile, you got Kevin Hart and LeBron James and all these clowns at the Super Bowl, like laughing and just spitting and slurping up particles from each other, just laughing and wearing outlandish outfits at the Super Bowl, laughing in everybody's face. Well, everybody's kid is muzzled up with a soggy cloth diaper all day. They're lying to everybody's face. It's so obvious. Yet people are so clueless that today or yesterday, which I made a reel about earlier, students at University of Nevada, Reno are protesting outside being like, force us to diaper. What planet? What planet are these people living on? The psychosis is absolutely insane. People are so brainwashed. It's like, I don't know about you, but if you voted for Joseph Basement and you're looking at what's going on in the world, what planet are you living on that you think that this is actually a good thing? When you go and spend $75 at the pump and it doesn't even fill your vehicle up. When you go to rent a car and there's none available. When you go to rent your apartment and they're like, by the way, your apartment just went up $600 a month in rent. You go to buy a house and it's like a house that was priced at $400K last month is $447K this month. People are getting triple, quadruple, quadruple offers on houses. They're selling like hotcakes. There's no inventory. Meanwhile, it's so expensive to build a new house and there's no workers. The workers are not even there, so they can't even build them. The used houses are going like crazy. And then this huge percentage of investors are buying up all these houses, which means the rich people, the people that are already rich, that already have enough money, that are doing just fine, they're buying up all of these overpriced houses to just create this monopoly on all the rentals. So it's just this huge wealth transfer, the exact vehicle that would help get most people out of the lower middle class and set them up for their future, give them something they can take equity on, something they can borrow against, something that will appreciate in value over time, that they can invest their time and effort into making better and increasing in value over the long term while also living in it. The exact vehicle, real estate, that used to be afforded to lower and middle class people so they could lift themselves out of that class and move up in life, save more money, pass it along to their children, for example. That dream is being stolen right from under their nose. And the investors are scooping up all these houses. You can go online and look. The percentage of homes that are being purchased by investors is like higher than ever. It's like 35% of all homes being bought right now are being purchased by investors. So it's just like pretty soon they're going to have a huge monopoly over all of these houses. They're not even going to let you buy it. If there's no houses to sell, who's going to buy? No one's going to buy. You're not going to be able to buy. And they know that. I love this thing. Chill out, Biggs. You'll be all right. So it's like people are making money hand over fist, and then you literally have these clowns in Canada going against what generally seems to be the disposition of so many people up there, and it's just absolutely sad. And it's like, as much as I'm certainly concerned about Canada, I've been watching what's been going on in Australia. One of the protests recently in Australia was like one of their largest, maybe ever. Absolutely massive photos that the media definitely does not want you to see. Meanwhile, there's all these injustices going on around the world, but in certain places they're lifting these rules. And unfortunately for us, the United States is not leading in this regard. Yeah, other countries are. They're taking it away before us, which is absolutely stupid. We're looking so incredibly weak. It's insane. But yeah, when the leader of the free world, when the leader of your nation is a half in the bag dementia patient that can do nothing more than take a 19-car convoy to get a waffle cone with choco chip. People are like, yeah, let's eat these guys' lunch right now. So it's just embarrassing. The United States, it's embarrassing. And people are like, yeah, Donnie Ballpark, the laughing stock of the world, laughing stock. Everyone's laughing at you. It's like, if they were laughing at ball game, I can't even imagine what they're laughing at now, because Joey Choco Chip, Joey Waffle Cone is an absolute garbage merchant. But whatever. Meanwhile, all of our major cities are having crime rates off the wall, upside down, left and right, happening in New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco. You got homeless people out the wazoo. You got people taking fentanyl, pouring over the southern border. I think I saw something recently that said that they seized enough fentanyl that it could have taken over 1 billion people's life. It's like thousands of pounds of fentanyl just like dumping over the border and flying in from overseas. And people are like, "What's Kanye? What did Kanye post on TikTok?" It's like, ah. And then you just have clowns like Geraldo being like, "What if I want to go to Ottawa on vacation?" Shut up, Geraldo. Get off TV. Who's paying this clown? What a dweeb. And then you have clowns like Ocrazio, Alexandria Ocrazio Clueless, just being like, oh, the reason that people are robbing each other is because there's no baby formula. They took away the free cash from the government. Free baby formula. It's like, oh, is that why that guy stabbed that person 24 times? Because of baby formula? Yeah, okay. People are sick. But nope. No big deal. Everything's fine. The world is trash. But no one gets it. No one seems to get it. Skeedly beep bop. So it's like we are witnessing world history. We are witnessing a historical moment in world history. World history. We're witnessing a massive financial shift. Massive financial grift is really what it is, and we are witnessing a massive power grab to the likes is unimaginable, and future generations of this world will look back on this moment and wonder what we did. And it's for that reason why I'm so thankful for those people in Canada that they are doing that, and we owe them a debt of gratitude. Because really what they're doing is that they're fighting for the people of the planet. And, I would like to stay hopeful that they will win. I would like to stay hopeful. And if I ever was to believe that a peaceful civil disobedience could win, I believe that they have the unique formula that they could win. It's peaceful. It's in the right location. It's salt of the earth, blue collar people. The fact that they need tow trucks to get them out of there. The fact that they have the law in a lot of cases on their side. The fact that they've managed to remain peaceful throughout this entire time, despite being called so many outrageous words and terms. The fact that more people are joining in. The fact that more people are contributing cash. It's like the more that they try to squeeze them, the more it causes people to dig their heels in. And I just find it so insane that this is even occurring. And I'm just so thankful that these people are out there doing it. They're in like sub-zero freezing temperatures, and people are uniting around them. They're giving out food to the homeless in downtown Ottawa are probably eating better right now than they ever did. They're probably getting more money right now than they ever did. The businesses downtown are probably getting more business than they ever did with all those people out there supporting each other and helping one another. It's a beautiful thing to see. They're out there partying and chilling. I'm not going to lie. This past Friday and Saturday night, I was like, I wish I could put on a couple of mittens and gloves and head down to the rave at the frickin' Parliament. I certainly hope, and I would be almost certain that some person is recording all this, and there will be a absolutely baller documentary that comes out later along the line. And whoever is the person that's filming all that stuff in HD, whoever's out there on the front lines, because someone's doing it, that video and that footage will be worth a lot of money one day, because it will be used as a memoriam of world history. I remember when the towers fell in New York City on 9/11, I remember there was people down there taking photos, and those photos are iconic, like a major American city completely crippled for weeks at a time. I certainly hope that someone is down there documenting the truth of all that stuff. And I'm sure there is, because there's a lot of brave souls that are down there, not only videoing, but recording, live streaming, and they're all communicating with one another. It's like a freaking campground in there. I love it. I love watching it. I love turning it on. There's this guy, his name is Austin Hill, I believe. He's Shots by Hill on Instagram. I would highly suggest, if anybody's not following him, to go follow him. Also follow Sean Zimmer. Two guys that are down there every day doing like absolutely amazing things. And I love watching the live streams and seeing all the stuff that they're doing from that lens. It's like, we're all not there. So all you can do is draw your own conclusion by researching and following along with the media that's being put out. And if anybody takes the time to look into it, and I see 300, 400 people in all of the live streams that this guy does, there he is, Shots by Hill right there. There's his handle. This guy's live streaming every day. It's amazing. I love watching this dude. He's talking to different truckers, asking them why they're there, why they care about it. It's a beautiful sight to see. It's absolutely beautiful. And people are coming up to him. They're like, yo, I've been watching your live streams. That's how this stuff works. People don't even understand how significant you are in your relative insignificance in the world. If you decide to do great things at the right moment, people notice that stuff. I went to a concert, Andrea Bocelli concert last night with my family in Florida, and I'm sitting at the thing, and this guy's walking up the steps to go get a beer or something in the intermission, and he sees me sitting there, and he was like, you're the guy. And I was like, yes. And he was just like, yes, I follow you. Okay, there's 102,000 people that follow this account. There's 330 million people in the United States of America. On Monday night at the Florida Panthers Arena, on the exact same row, a guy recognized me while he was walking upstairs. Think about the probability of that, right? I'm just a dude. I'm just a random guy. And all I did was one day I decided to yell in my phone. And if more people followed the lead of Shots by Hill and Sean Zimmer and all of the rest of the people that you follow, if everybody just decided to put out a little bit of something, all of this stuff would change. And I would have to say, I would argue that in a lot of ways, it already is. You guys are already changing the game. You're already making it happen. My first live stream was on Instagram only, and there were 31 people in it, 23 to 31 people. It was waffling. Right now, there's 196 people on Instagram. There's 146 people watching on Facebook and YouTube. There's 127 on Facebook, 18 on YouTube. This is the most people I've ever had watching at one time on YouTube. It's probably the most people in YouTube and Facebook combined. It's not the most on Instagram, because I did an Instagram live stream on January 6th from DC that had over 1,000. But the point is, this is a random day, and there's 250, 300 people here watching this. And there's nothing that I'm doing other than continuing to show up and delivering a little bit of a garbage break from this hot trash world. And every one of you not only is taking the time to consume it, but then you're sharing the videos, you're talking to people about it, you're tagging people, you're donating money to the campaigns, you're purchasing merchandise, and you're making donations to other creators that are doing all of this stuff. That Shots by Hill guy, I think he said he's given out $20,000, or maybe Sean Zimmer said he gave out $20,000 so far. It's just tens of thousands of dollars for people that are just going and doing what they believe to be their duty. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting how courage is rewarded? Isn't it interesting how courage gives back to you? Isn't it interesting how, despite all of this, that guy Shots by Hill, that guy decided to go do that. I've listened to his live stream the other day, and he said that he didn't even plan on staying there. He was going to go down for the day, and he's been there for 17 days. That's awesome. That's courage right there. I love that dude, and I will respect that dude for the rest of my life. And it's just like, not only that, do you foresee a time in the future where I'm ever going to unfollow this dude on Instagram? Of course not. I would never unfollow him. This dude was there when he needed to be. This dude was there doing the service at the moment that we needed him to do the service. And I've watched this guy so many times, and he talks about how he was like a car or real estate photographer or something. And now this kid could have a future and a lifetime of journalism, and I would follow him forever. And here's my account. I'm just one dude. There's 165,000 people that follow me. I'm going to follow that guy forever, which means that every time that guy puts out a great piece of content from here until forever, Why wouldn't it get broadcast through me? And why wouldn't it get broadcast through all the people like you? And how many people are going to go follow him as a result of this stream? How many more people are going to watch the stream because more people are watching the stream? How many of you guys are going to actually tag the guy? Think about how the hive of greatness just creates and rises all these people to the top. It's a beautiful thing. And it's I would almost say that all of the legwork that all of us have been putting in, and I don't even want to act like we're doing some crazy, amazing thing. We're just investing our time. Instead of you watching Orange is the New Black or Who's the Secret Singer or whatever bullshit is on TV right now, you're consuming this, which means that you believe and you care about what's actually going on, and here you are contributing back to it. What a beautiful thing that is. And you could argue that the $10 million twice that was raised for those people in Canada might have been $7 million. It might have been $6 million. It might have been $3 million had all of us not been paying attention for the last 24 months. How cool is that? Isn't that cool? I feel like that's really awesome. So it's just like, don't we understand that this Canada situation was not here 20 days ago? Don't we understand that more things are going to come down the pike? Don't we understand that these people are going to take more and more and more, and our attention to this and our efforts to try to broadcast this message and do the best that we can to keep it circulating as far as we can is the thing that will ultimately save the world. That's the thing. People thinking outside the box, people believing that they should actually start to question things, people understanding that we're living in this tyrannical hellscape, this 1984 dystopian Black Mirror episode, and the only people that are going to get us out of it are us. You're looking at them. It's like, I don't mean you're looking at me. I mean, you're looking at yourself. It's just like, hello, we need to do this. Hello, is everyone paying attention? Because I would say that the distribution of the message of the people in Canada changed the opinions of, like, think about it like this. Okay, you have a news pundit. Let's say Sean Hannity, for example. Sean Hannity has kids. Other news pundits have kids. Other people that write for newspapers have kids, right? Their kids could be 16, 17, 18, 19, that their older brother, their friend, their cousin, their buddy from the football team shared a video from me or from you or a piece of content from me or from you, and it started to change the way that they think. And when they're sitting around the dinner table talking to their folks, they're all chatting about it. And that conversation, that thing that you did could have got to their kids. Their kids could have changed their parents' mind. Their parents could go on the news and broadcast it to hundreds of millions of people. Think about how significant that is. It's like each of our individual efforts makes a huge deal. People don't even understand that them throwing $5 in the pot for a trucker in Canada amounts to $10 million twice. You know, it's like, when you really think about it, how many people there are, it's like $10 million. I bet you the vast majority of people didn't give $1. I bet you the average donation, let's say, was $8. Let's just use an even number, 10. Well, how many people does it take to get $10 million from $10 donation? 100,000. 100,000. That's the amount of people that follow just this account, right? So it's like, when you really think about it, 100,000 times 10, 1 million, $10 million. It's really, oh no, it's 100 times, whatever. It doesn't even matter. The point is that the individual efforts of each of us, the little repost, the little share, the little contribution, you go on Best Political Shirts from Luke from We Are Change, and you buy a subscription to his site. You buy one of his t-shirts. You buy one of my t-shirts. You buy a badge on Anomaly's live stream. You buy a badge on some other account's live stream. You donate to the people that are driving up there. You donate to Sean Zimmer. You donate to Shots by Hill. Each of these little contributions are absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal just made a cool comment on YouTube. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the meltdown, not in a doom and gloom sense, but the meltdown of every single thing that we hold dear, and this crucial moment in world history is upon us. We are in this ridiculous situation right now that is nothing short of appalling, and these people are not going to let up. And what they're getting away with right now in Canada, not all that far from where most people in the United States are, is extremely troubling. And when you consider the widespread corruption that's happening in the halls of power around the entire planet, it's extremely concerning, because this is just the beginning. I saw an article today. Oh my God, the world is trash. In Washington Post. This is a real headline in Washington Post. Oh, there he is. There's the homie right there. Shots by Hill. Go follow that dude. Absolutely epic. This dude is killing the game. Love watching you, bro. Our hearts are with you, man. You're doing a great job, dude. Thank you so much for all your effort. That's what's up. That guy's the man. Go follow that guy. Shots by Hill. Go follow him. Watch his live streams every day. This guy's out there on the front lines. Much respect to this cat. Absolutely phenomenal. So it's like, there's this article today in the Washington Post. This is the real title. Highly lethal bird flu found in Kentucky and Virginia flocks, raising fear of wider outbreak in poultry farms. That's a real headline posted 8 hours ago in the Washington Post. Okay, so now it's a bird flu. There it is right there. 19.5K donated to the truckers. That's epic, dude. So what I'm trying to say is that right now, it's Canada. If they get away with what they're trying to do to these people there, they essentially can say anything that we disagree with ever until the end of time does not have the ability to peacefully If they were just standing on the side of the road, nobody would care. They gave them a media blackout for the first however many days, and they had the whole town gridlocked. So imagine if they were just on the street. What are they going to do? Set up tents? It's freezing. That means that any protest that was to exist in any non-warm part of the year would be gone. So they would just wait till it got too cold for people to survive. That's number one. And unfortunately for us, when people start doing tyrannical, psychotic things, you can't just be like, oh, let me wait till summertime. Let's go protest in June. It's like, nah, bro, you can't do that. So in a place like Canada, for example, they would not be able to do that if they didn't have the trucks, if they didn't have the fuel, if they didn't have the warmth, if they didn't have the ability to store food and sleep there. It would be extremely ineffective. They did a media blackout for all that time. Nobody would have paid attention. Nobody would have paid attention if it weren't that way. If a single person or if a single group of people was violent, they would be broadcasting the videos of that violence on every single news station at 5 o'clock p.m. across the entire planet. It would be on endless loop. They still, up until like 2 weeks ago, were showing stuff that happened on the 6th. They're like, look, he has a flag. Look, that guy smashed a window. It's like, yeah, we saw this clip on this channel 750 times. It happened a year and 20 days ago. And then they're like, it's the anniversary. It would have never worked. So what they're saying is like, if you have a civil disobedience and we disagree with you, we can take your business license, we can take your livelihood, we can arrest you, we can imprison you, we can take your money away, freeze your bank account, we can freeze all your assets, we can shut you up and not allow you to talk about it. We can essentially ruin your life. Meanwhile, this exact same clown was down there for the protest this past summer, taking a knee in the streets with these people that in the United States caused billions of dollars of damage, billions of dollars, losses of life, loss of public and private property, businesses smashed, grabbed, looting off the chart, burnt buildings to the ground, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars of public and private loss. The most destructive rioters of all time. And Ben Shapiro pointed it out today on his podcast. He was like, there was a guy in the New York Times, I think it was the New York Times or whatever, Wall Street Journal, that allowed for an op-ed to come out that suggested that Donnie should send in the military to take the rioters, not the protesters, the rioters off the streets because they were burning things out and destroying everything. And that guy got fired for leaving an op-ed up that the military should be used to remove rioters. Rioters. These are not rioters. These are peaceful protesters doing civil disobedience for what they believe is their rights and freedoms, which they're spot on accurate about. This is the most legitimate protest that's probably ever existed in Canadian history. At the very least, you could say in modern history. And it's like they're going to freeze these people's bank accounts and take their money away, take their licenses away, destroy their life because they disagree. And then this coward is not even going to have the balls to go down there and talk to them, to even reason with them, to even see what they want. Just going to say, oh, I saw a flag that's this way. Oh, I saw them. They were hurling slurs and such. They were stealing food from the homeless people. Yeah, prove that. What homeless people got food stolen from? I've seen these dudes handing food out to homeless people and giving money to homeless people. I was watching the stream the other day and I watched Austin put some coins in a freaking guy's cup on the side of the road. It's like, what are you talking about? It's the complete opposite. It's so backwards. And it's just like the fact that clowns like Geraldo, who as clownery is, he's a professor in the College of Clownery. This dude is going to be on there arguing in defense of the business owners after they've been goosed all this time, and the supply chain after it's been goosed all this time, after they're literally screwing it. This dude is not unintelligent. He's a total and complete shill, and this dude is a complete clown. And I'm so sick of these boomer losers trying to tell us how the world is supposed to run when they've been fucking it up since the beginning of time, because these clowns have not been paying attention since I don't know, forever. And they allowed all this shit to perpetrate all of this time. These people suck. And then here we are at 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, and we're like, in 2008, I fucking wasn't able to get a job. They did this global financial collapse that made it so I couldn't get a job. I was getting underpaid. I got absolutely destroyed on my college education. They extended me some loan and acted like the college education was necessary in order for me to live a successful life. And then every single person totally gassed us up, screwed everybody, and then now the cost of a home, the cost of a car, the cost of milk, the cost of food, every single thing is off the chart. You have these absolute psycho, not even boomers, 83-year-old, 85-year-old serpent demons from the underworld running our fucking government. It's disgusting. These people are fucking sick in the head. And all I ever heard when I was growing up was these millennials, lazy millennials, millennial. It's like, fuck you, boomer. You guys fucked the whole planet up. And now we have to come and clean up your shit. Oh, these lazy millennials. It's like, you're a goon. It's like, who's your idol? Geraldo? All right. It's like absolutely insane. And the saddest part about this reality for the world right now is that if you are a person with discernment, critical thinking skills, and a little bit of attention being paid to the basic fundamentals of how the world works, you're the fucking minority, the vast majority of the time. 9 out of 10 people that you meet don't even know what color the sky is right now. They're like, be like, look, the sky is purple. It's 6 p.m. They're like, what? Google, what color is the sky? And in HuffPo is like, the sky is green. And they're like, it's green. It's like, no, it's not. It's literally not. But no. Sad millennial. Oh, these lazy millennials. They with their computers and their internets. Oh, the internet. You mean the most powerful tool that's ever existed, the most powerful communication tool that's ever existed in the history of time? You know how many people used to tell me how stupid I was for paying attention to the internet? And those exact same people are going to work right now in their 50s and 60s and working for a meager sum while I'm able to broadcast the entire planet from my freaking phone, because all that time when they were telling me how stupid and how dumb of a lazy millennial I was making progress to something that I understood had a greater value in the future economy. But no, it's just like intelligence, critical thinking, and discernment is the most hated on characteristic of the modern world. It's like, if you're not a stupid minion lemming at the bar every weekend getting hammered, you're a loser. They're just like, I don't want to be friends with that guy. What does he do? Think for himself? What does he do? Research? What do you research? Yeah, I research, you psychopath. How do you not research? What are you doing? What do you do during the day? They get home from work at 6 p.m. They're like, let's crack open a cold one and watch the Bengals. No, it's like, I'm out here doing stuff, you loser. But no, if you dare research, they're like, what are you gonna do your own research? It's like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Research, you psycho. Maybe you should do some. I don't even understand. It's just like, it's like intelligence is like, and I'm not even saying I'm all that intelligent. I just care, you know? It's like, what do you have, work ethic, you loser? It's like, yeah, I have a work ethic, you chooch. They're like, I'm going to get a new job, and then in 18 months, I'm going to get a different job. 18 months, that's the secret spot. Oh, let me ask my boss if I could take the day off. No! A lot of us don't want to live in that reality. But what do you do? I have people that have known me for 15 years that are just like, what do you do again? It's like, I build websites. Like, it's like, I've been building websites. They're like, well, what does that mean? It means I could sit at my house and use a skill that I spent 10,000 hours learning to make money for my computer. So I don't have to go anywhere. That's what it is. They're just like, what's that? They're like, if you don't work at General Electric or some other huge corporation, they're just like, whoa, what do you do? It's like, sorry, I got a degree in upside down dance theory. It's like, okay. Yet you're looked at as the crazy person. Like, oh, what are you, some conspiracy nut? It's like, oh, you know all the things that came true like 7 months later? It used to be it would take 5 years for this stuff to come true. Now it takes 6 months. Now it's not even taking 6 months. There's like 3.5 months. It's like the world is full of complete NPC, lifeless drone people that can't even see 10 feet in front of themselves. Yet the only thing that they can come up with to do is disparage any person that dares color outside the lines or think outside the box for 5 minutes. They're just like, oh, look at that idiot. It's like, okay, you want to fit in? Be a nothingness. Be a nothing burger. You want to avoid criticism? Be nothing, say nothing, do nothing, be a nothing NPC drone. Meet you at the bar on Friday. Let's wait till 5:01 to go grab beers at the watering hole, because that's what every single person is doing, and they're lifelessly droning through life, while every single person that every generation fought, died, bled, and sweat and cried for, they're just letting it go because they're so clueless that they can't see past Friday at the bar or whatever other dumbass thing is right in front of their face. And any person that would dare take the time and attention to not only look into it, research it, pay attention to it, draw a conclusion, go on what is seemingly the opposite side of every single person's agreement in their social circle, that person's the crazy person, because they're not a complete NPC, lifeless flesh bag like you. It's like, okay. It's just like being a critical thinker is so demonized. It's just like, all right, bro. But what I realized after finally understanding the real truth is that the real hitters in society, the people that really understand what's going on, the people that are really out there changing the world, they don't get stuck down there. It's all those people that get stuck there that makes you think that everybody's like that. It's not like that. And once you start to get onto the other side of it, you realize I would rather know 5 people that hit than 500 people that do nothing. And that's what all of them do. They try to convince you that you're supposed to be cool with 500 people or 200 people or 100 people or 50 people that are all just loser, do nothings. And all they like to do is demonize you because you're doing more than them. They can't catch up to you. The only way they could catch up to you is to dog you. Cool, peace, deuces, goodbye, arrivederci, bag of rice. So it's just like, I just hope that people understand that this is the right side of things. This is what seems to be the harder side of it is the better side. It's the lighter side. It is the truth. And anybody that's out here distributing, researching, and broadcasting the truth will be the hero of the future and the hero of today. And the rewards that courage will provide for you are unmatched. And if more people just understood that courage is rewarded, that the brave are rewarded, if everybody could just understand that and actually put it into action, the world will be a better place, because these NPCs are driving us off a cliff, and we have to not speak to them if they can't keep up with the pace of how we're trying to move through this reality. Because I don't know about you guys, but I love America. I love freedom. And I'm intelligent enough to see 5 feet in front of me and 5 feet behind me to understand that every other person that's ever existed gave everything so that we could have this. Yet people are like, like what? Like not even paying attention to the severity of the moment. It's like, hello, what are you doing right now? Like, what are you watching on Netflix right now that's more important than a tyrannical government stealing the money and resources of people that are peacefully protesting for a very right and just reason at this very moment in society? People are there right now, and everybody else is sitting at home about to sleep in their warm bed and wake up tomorrow and be like, and go and work at some worthless job, and they're going to be totally purged into nothingness with their decision to do nothing while all of this very crucial stuff happened. And all I have to say is that we're not going to forget this. We're not going to forget the business owners that treated people like crap. We're not going to forget the corporations that treated people like crap. I'll tell you this much: I will never spend a single dollar on GoFundMe for the rest of my fucking life. And Ford and Carhartt and all of these clowns, peace forever, bro. It's like you don't even know how much money you're going to be worth over the course of your lifetime. I will never put money to businesses like that have treated us this way ever again for the rest of my life. And so many people believe that way. And they don't even understand, because it takes a long time. It takes a long time for seeds to plant and grow. The seeds that you plant today yield you crops down in the future. And I hope that people understand that there has never been a better opportunity to create a business, to take the lead in a marketplace, to do something of tremendous significance. There has never been a time in history that you could do something of so much significance with so little effort as right now. The people that are just going to Ottawa, for example, and turning on live stream and talking to people are the heroes of today. Think about that. It's like, all you got to do is go there. And people are just like, wow, like I can't even express how significant this moment is. And people are just mindlessly droning through. And it's just like, bro, would you please look around? It's like back in the day, in order to have some significant impact on world history or the people in your community or the world at large, you had to strap up and fly to another land with a weapon, bro. You had to put your life on the line. And now what do you have to put on the line? Your social circle, some people that don't even like you, your friends that aren't even your friends, your fair weather seasonal friends that could care less about you anyways, that don't even think to the capacity that you think, that are moving at 60 miles an hour while you're moving at 100 miles an hour. And for whatever reason, you're slowing down to 60 so that they can catch up. When in the reality, if they were going 101, they would leave you in the dust. It's like we have all these fake friends. We have all these fake NPCs around us that are doing absolutely nothing, that don't recognize the severity of the moment. And there's a lot of people that are doing tremendous, great, remarkable things every single day across the entire planet. And those are the people that you need to stick around, because they're out there and they're doing tremendous things. And if those people unite with people like you and people like me, this stuff will work at a much faster clip than it is right now. And I would argue that it already is. And that's what's so great about all this. That's why there's more people on the stream right now than there ever was. That's why the account continues to grow for me and all of these other people. That's why so many people are donating to these people in Canada. That's why $10 million falls out of the sky, because people did brave things. Courage got rewarded. The intelligent people, there's more of us than we think. But what we have to start realizing is that we need to put our blinders up to all these psycho NPCs that are not paying attention. It's like, if you don't have the courage to fight even 1% for your country, get out of my way. It's just like, I want to talk to people that care about this. I want to talk to people that have the care and have the understanding that they can recognize the significance of a moment while it's happening. It's really easy to look back on something 20 days from now, 20 months from now, and be like, oh, I should have done this, but whatever. If you can't recognize it in real time, we're not traveling at the same pace. It's like, do I need you? Do I need you in my life? Absolutely not. And we have this like, this loss. It's like, you lose friends, you lose connections, you lose people in your social circle, you miss out on these theoretical situations, when in reality, you're missing out on nothing, because you're making a gap, you're making an open space for much greater things to come in. But we always don't want to take our foot off the dock, but we realize that unless we take our foot off the dock, we'll never get to the other side of the lake. And that is the reality of it. And this moment, probably more than any other moment in our lifetimes, is the exact moment that's where we have to do. That is what we have to do to the absolute most urgency of anything. So it's like, it's so easy to feel alone in this understanding. It's so easy to feel alone in this realization. And as each day passes where you feel that way, people are in Canada on it, doing it right now. They're there right now. And we're like, well, maybe next week. Dude, they're there right now. So I don't know. I hope that this is of benefit to somebody, but it's like, I can't even, I'm having a tough time even putting into words how significant the moment is. It's like absolutely insane how ridiculous this is and how significant this is for world history. Anyhow, it's unfortunate that Instagram does this thing when I go for a certain period of time. Like when I go over an hour, it makes all my comments kind of disappear. So it makes it really difficult for me to see the comments. So I'm going to try to log in on my computer here and go into a different one of my accounts and see if I can see your comments. Thank you, Soulfully Sovereign. People are saying I've never been prouder to be a Canadian. That's awesome. All right, cool. I got the comments up. I'll answer some questions and stuff, and I'll respond to some comments here because I know you guys have been going off and I've been just yelling and stuff. So I just wanted to say what up. Shots by Hill wants to go live with me. Nice. That's what's up. I could do that. Thank you, Tito. Appreciate that. He had some traffic delays. Is he live on his page? Or is he in this chat? He's live on his page. Thank you, all the people on Facebook that are commenting. I appreciate it. People are asking me about, they're like, can I get a hoodie? Just send me an email, woke@bobbysauce.com. You yelled, my guy. Oh, nice. He's in the chat. All right. Well, what I'll do, I'm down to chat with you. What I'm going to do is I want to, because unfortunately, so Facebook and YouTube can't see what's going on when I'm chatting with another person. They can only see it on Instagram. So it cuts out all the people that are watching on YouTube and Facebook. So let me answer a couple questions and then I'll close this down and then I'll jump in an Instagram chat with you if that's all right. I'm sweaty. I just yelled so much. Yelling is totally appropriate. Agreed. I also agree. Yeah, shots by Hill. What I'll do is I'll close down. I'll take some questions and stuff here for a few minutes. I'll close down the Facebook and the YouTube. I'll tell them to jump over on Instagram and then I'll jump on a live with you there. Somebody said Canada appreciates the encouragement. Somebody has their car towed for having flags on their car. Yo, thanks to everybody that have been buying the badges on Instagram. I want to say thanks to them real quick. Keto Vampire, Jen Lisa 80, Nelly Hadi, Heather McCrimmon, Chi 8, Carbine Cowgirl, Leo's the Lion, Sean 87, Callahan, Holistic Wellness from Within, Story Dennis, Theo Stock, Chooks Official, Lana Liberty, Matt Gardner 19, and Matt Gardner 19. Thank you guys so much for the badges on Instagram. I appreciate it. And thank you to Thomas Plant for the YouTube super chat bag of rice. My dog is freaking out. He wants to come in. Thank you. That was a lot of yelling. A lot of yelling there, Bill. That was an hour. That was an hour and 12 minutes of straight yelling. Hold on, the dog's freaking out. Let me let him in real quick. Buddy, come on. All right, you're all right. You're gonna be fine. You'll be okay. The dog is like, yo, what? Yo, actual Pompeo. Somebody says, I'm telling you now, and I've been saying it from the beginning, none of this is going to end until violence ends this. No, that is untrue. I disagree with that strongly. Violence is never the answer. I don't think violence is the answer. I think peaceful organization and conversations is how this gets solved, is not violence. Violence is never the answer. This is a modern world. This is a mental game. This is a war for your mind. Violence is not necessary. That is a last resort, and I would argue that in a modern society, it is not necessary at all. There is no need for any violence ever. Like, unless they're coming for you, there is no excuse for that. It's not necessary. The modern warfare is warfare of the mind. There is no need. And people always say that. They're like, oh, you're going to have to grab your... It's like, no. I get it. Be prepared, but that is not the solution. There's 5 million solutions before that. Tradudu. Nice. Did I talk about Moderna? No. The stocks are all volatile right now. I don't necessarily think that indicates one thing one way or the other. I think you have to look at it quarter over quarter. The day-to-day up and down of it is not the day-to-day up and down is nothing of note. Somebody said I'm missing the yelling. You're docile. I just yelled for like an hour and 15 minutes. It's a lot of yelling. I'm sweating. I'm like, it's the winter time here in Florida. It's like, imagine if it was hot. I'd be drenched. Marion, where do we go from here? Keep pressing. Keep sharing conversations. Same thing as it's always been. Biggs, are you good, buddy? There's the dog right there. Somebody said, should I sell my Cardano? I don't know. We're 3 years in, it's only getting worse and worse. Yeah, I mean, that's because people are not paying attention. That's because people are not putting in any effort. Will the Bills win the Super Bowl next year? Who cares? Somebody said I just heard Trudeau's dad was Castro. Definitely not. But yeah, probably. All right. People are I'll jump on with Shots by Hill. All right. Look, Facebook, YouTube, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Anybody wants to continue to watch, I'm going to go live with a gentleman that's in Canada right now. So, Facebook, YouTube people, and Twitch people, thank you guys for watching. If you want to check it out, go on Instagram, instagram.com/takenaps. And I will be on there in a second. And I'll jump on with him now for a little bit. So I'm going to end it here for YouTube and Facebook. I will see you guys later. Instagram.com/takenaps. All right.